So Val, like I've been looking at our social media, and I love how we've got Facebook and Instagram, but I think we need to venture into TikTok too. I think we should do some funny TikToks, like during either the show or after the show, or we should do some of these AI filters.
I have told you many times, well, not many times, but 2 weeks ago, you got me into this whole TikTok thing. 2 weeks later, I'm fucking obsessed with this bloody TikTok.
How many followers you at?
I'm 1,280, I think. So I've lost a few.
Yeah.
And you explained to me that they're possibly bots.
Yeah, they're bots.
Which I don't know how I've got bots following me, but
It's because your organic reach is so vast, because you've been growing so quickly, bots will follow you. It's part of the algorithm with TikTok.
yeah, right.
so-
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, bots are following me. So I've got quite a number of viewers. I've just logged on now, and it looks like the friendship ring. I don't know who the hell they are. They're going live. But you know what? I don't even know how to go live. Let's try. Should we go live?
Yeah, I think we should. We should just do it for a laugh.
All right. Anyway. Okay. So Petros, TikTok destroyed my life.
You're welcome.
But on a serious note now, I got myself a delivery of beard oils. Right? Someone mentioned to me the other day going, does that nut butter really work?
Yeah.
You know, when I told you a few weeks ago about nut butter, I said, yeah, go to this website, order it, smother it on your bowls and your shaft, and just leave it there for 5 minutes. Watch the hair drop off. And they're like, but is it going to give me rashes and all that? And I'm like, well, it hasn't for me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm doing perfectly fine in that department.
Yeah, right.
But who knows? It might react to your skin. Who knows? I can't tell you it won't. But the reviews are immaculate.
Yeah.
So get yourself some nut butter.
I'm gonna do it, man.
It's really good. I mean, you know,
Does it burn?
no, I haven't. Look,
Do you
like
do it in the shower? Is that what it is?
before you go in the shower?
Yeah,
Preferably
yeah, yeah.
before. You can't have a wet body.
Yeah,
So
of
basically,
course.
you need to let it seep into the trija, into the hair.
Yeah.
And then you give it 5 minutes and jump in the shower and wash it off.
Cool.
All right?
Cool.
You can't just sponge it off. You have to wash it off. But no, I haven't had any burns. I mean, mate, the end result is silky bowls on silky sheets, you know?
I like it.
You know, you just
actually
glide off.
Yeah, do you remember that story from the toilet trash about Jonathan and his silky sheets?
Oh, yes. How can I forget? Yes.
Every time someone mentions silky sheets, that's all I think of.
Yeah, you go straight back to that.
Yeah, and you fall off, you sliding off the bed, he reckons.
He's a very unique one, that one.
Yeah. Anyway,
so back to beard oil. So I ordered some beard oils, right? And there's a great company called Jericho Australia, and they specialize in beard care.
Yeah.
Right. And the one thing that I've been noticing, I've been growing my beard, and underneath my beard, I'm getting a little bit of dried skin, dandruff, whatever it's called.
Okay.
Right. So I went and got myself some really good oils.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what, their oils are about $39.95 for a bottle.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to just get one bottle. I thought, no, I'm going to get sample packs of all their different scents.
Yeah.
So I can give it a go.
Yep.
Mate, there are some ridiculous smelling scents. I mean, wow. Every day I wake up, lather on something new, and I swear I'm walking around like a sex bomb.
Yeah, right.
All right? It's just amazing. I could eat myself.
Yeah.
Today, the scent I'm using today is called The Godfather.
Yeah, right.
Right? It doesn't make me feel like Al Pacino, but it definitely has a really nice scent. Anyway, the other day, I used a scent called Morning Glory. Now, you know what Morning Glory is, right?
100%.
Yeah. So it's called Morning Glory. And I thought, great.
Yeah.
This one would smell fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I opened that up, and I didn't even bother taking a whiff of it before I put it on. What do you think something called Morning Glory would smell like?
I'm hoping it's not lavender. That's just where my mind's going. But can I actually? Oh, you know what? We're on an open mic. I don't know. I hope it doesn't smell like semen or something.
No. Nothing disgusting like that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the smell
Like peaches and cream or something?
Well, that's what you would think.
Yeah.
That something like Morning Glory would be like something fresh.
Yeah.
You know, something delicate, something like Howdy Doody, you know, something you want to smell just before you go down on something. Yeah. Anyway, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it smells like grounded fucking coffee beans rubbed into an exfoliant on your face. I was walking around all day like I had tipped a whole fucking cup of coffee on my beard, right? It was goddamn horrible, Petros. It was horrible. I could not stand
Did you drink a coffee that day?
I couldn't. I was high on the caffeine coming out of my beard. I'd just breathe and I'd be like, whoa, hey, there's my morning coffee shop.
Yeah.
Morning Glory, and it has a coffee scent.
Yeah,
now,
right.
who would have thought that?
Interesting.
Morning Glory to me definitely isn't the first sip of coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Peaches and cream probably would have been a better selection.
Anyway, that's that one has gone straight into the bin.
Yep.
Never to be used again.
Yep.
But the other 9 bottles that I got, phenomenal. Every single one. I can't fault them.
Yeah, right.
They're all different, but they're nice. Very good.
I wish I could grow a beard.
But why can't you grow a beard?
Look at my face. Like, this has been like about 4-week growth.
Oh, is it?
Maybe more.
Oh, you don't shave daily?
Daily? No.
Oh, you shave monthly?
Well, maybe a little bit longer than that. Maybe 5 or 6 weeks.
Oh, jeez, really?
Yeah.
What about your body?
Oh,
Do you grow hair on your body?
no. I'm undressing for you now. Like, no.
Is this a hereditary thing, or are
No.
you like the Lone Ranger in the hair
I'm a Lone
department?
Ranger, man. My whole family has hair on their body except me, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. It's weird, man.
Wow.
Yeah. That's why I'm not, like, pushing the point about getting this butter oil for your nuts sort of thing, because, like,
Yeah, right, okay.
there's not much there. So
There's not
it's-
much there
yeah,
anyway. All right,
yeah.
okay.
So, yeah, I don't know. Just, I'm pretty unlucky.
Oh, okay.
And someone said to me, if you keep shaving and shaving and shaving those spots, that you'll grow hair, but nah, it hasn't worked.
Yeah, if you keep shaving and shaving and shaving, you're eventually going to get down to your flesh
Yeah, exactly.
and cause
exactly,
scars. Like,
exactly.
which dickhead said that?
Yeah. Where do you get a scar like this from eating pussy, man?
Have you tried any of that hair growth bullshit?
Nah, man. Nah.
I mean, you've got a really good hair.
I've got a good
head of
whack of hair on my head, yeah, but that's about it, man.
And that's the only place it grows.
Yeah, man.
Right.
You know when I go to the hairdresser sometimes, or to the barber, I'm like, to Louis, I'm like, can you like put some in a bag and I like stick it on my face from my body or something? He's like, really? I'm like, well, I've got nothing, man. Like, I don't know. I'm not really keen to go to like overseas and get a hair transplant on my face and
Next
come back.
next time I trim my beard,
Yeah.
I'll make you one.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Thank you. All right.
Or even a mow. Would you like a mow?
Yeah, wouldn't mind it, Mo.
All right.
If we do it from now, I might get enough for Movember. So
Done. All
Yeah.
right. All right. Excellent. Recap. So last week's show was pretty good.
Oh, it's f-
I think it was one of the best podcast episodes that we have done.
let alone from the feedback of people that messaged me about your wanking story has been phenomenal. It's been a hit.
Yeah.
It's been a hit.
The wife hasn't heard the last week's episode
Well,
yet.
you're very lucky.
And I'm like, I'm trying to distract her by going, yeah. No, it wasn't that good. Like, whatever. But then you've got people, like commenting on the links and on our social media and all that. And they're like, oh my God, that was hilarious. We were in tears. We were on the floor. Our ribs were hurting. And go, yeah, exactly like Petros in the studio.
I reckon I got a collapsed lung from last week.
And poor Mike, he was just sitting there going, I don't know what's going on here.
I guarantee you, he's just walked out of here last Monday and it was like, there's something wrong with these two guys.
But, going back to that chat, it was a phenomenal chat to have with him.
Yeah.
A guy that's been in the industry, in the entertainment industry, and the line of work that he does today, it's just the ups and downs and how you never know the real person behind that mask.
Yeah.
And we've touched on that word mask so many times so far in this podcast.
Yeah.
So, and that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to uncover that mask and bring on people to deliver, the real them. No holds barred podcast. And that's what we're all about. But because I mentioned it, socials. So you can find us on
Facebook, Instagram.
Yep.
Soon to be TikTok. And then Yeah.
I'm not sitting there trying to get another 1,000 followers.
All right. Well, what about if we go on to an OnlyFans as well,
Oh, done. We can do that.
where we can just upload uncut episodes?
Well, I mean, according to you, OnlyFans was originally for chefs to sell their pots and pans.
I use that as a prime example. It was just an example of it. There was many people, influencers there trying to sell things.
Hey, talking about OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So, do you know about Renee Gracie?
No.
Renee Gracie was a V8 supercar driver.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
And she then decided to jump onto OnlyFans.
Yeah.
She was making more per day than
she was race car driving.
Than she was a year in race car driving.
Wow.
Right? And so she basically quit the sport and got into full-time OnlyFanning.
Yeah.
She's raked it in.
Yeah.
Like she's put money into her ass, money into her boobs.
I like it.
She's completely transformed herself.
Yep.
Now she's back in racing. She's missed the sport. She's back in racing. She's driving in the Porsche Carrera League.
Yep.
Whatever it's called, the 911 League.
Yep.
And she's got a car that's completely sponsored by OnlyFans.
Wow.
Yeah, check it up. Renee Gracie.
100%.
On her Instagram.
100%.
Part-time stripper, part-time whatever, adult star, and self-proclaimed adult star.
I just find it amazing that all the old porn stars have gone back now to it, like Carmen Electra and Mia Khalifa's back, and like it is amazing, man, that this platform of OnlyFans must be massive. So we should definitely look into it.
Well, hold that thought, because at the end of today's episode, I'm going to let you in on a bit of a secret about next week's episode.
Okay.
And how we're going to link porn into our podcast.
Wow.
All right?
Wow.
Very, very excited about this. Not about the whole thing that we're going to talk about porn, because, let's be honest, porn is porn.
Yeah.
But how it links into men's health, men's mental health, all that. So it's going to be very exciting, but we will get there. Hey, let's start off the podcast. All right, here we are, episode 4.
Yep.
We've done really good so far.
Yeah.
Like we said, you can find us on Instagram and Facebook at 2 Blokes in a Pod.
Correct.
We've now got an email as well, 2blokesinapod@gmail.com.
Yep.
I encourage anyone listening to this
to get on
to send us a message.
Yep.
Give us a topic you want to discuss, something you want us to talk about.
Yep.
If you have a male problem or something you want advice on, send us an email or a message, right? And what we will do is we will discuss this in our next episode when we get that message.
Yep.
We can keep it anonymous and whatever. You can be female if you want bloke's advice on your current bloke or something to do, in your life. Give us a message and an email.
Yep.
2 Blokes in a Pod, and that's 2 with a TWO, the word 2, blokesinapod@gmail.com.
Yep.
All right.
Easy. Get on board.
So, all right. Serious part of the pod, just like every week.
Yep.
Men's health, men's mental health. Massive, massive weekend for it this weekend that we just passed.
Massive. Yep.
So we're recording this on the 3rd of July, and 2 days ago at the AFL match at was it Adelaide Oval?
Yeah, it was Adelaide Oval. Yep.
Adelaide Oval, Crows versus North Melbourne.
Yep.
The Adelaide Crows put out a statement that every goal they were going to kick that day was $500 towards the Breakthrough Mental Health Research Foundation.
Wow.
The fact that a team like this is acknowledging mental health really needs the funding is phenomenal.
Was that for both teams, by the way? Or was it just the Crows?
No, it was just the Crows. So the Crows, off memory, scored about 21 goals.
Yeah, correct.
Yep. So that was a massive amount of money that has gone towards the cause. What was that? Just over 10,000?
Over 10 grand, yeah.
Yeah. So you think about it now, $10,000 towards an association that is not really getting any government funding.
Yep.
Governments don't really see mental health as a big
priority,
problem. And a priority.
Yeah.
I mean, they see it as a problem, more like not a priority.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to men. right? So where has society gone wrong? Suicide rates are majority men.
Men, yeah.
And I get it. On one hand, a lot of funding is going into women's domestic violence, right? But on the other hand, men are dying. They're killing themselves.
Yeah.
Like, perpetrators are majority men. But what about the other men that aren't the perpetrators and need help, need voices to listen to them, need that hand reached out?
I think they're going just unheard at the moment, Val. I know a guy who last week topped himself, and his mate is a really good friend of mine as well, and he tried to top himself too. He goes, I want to be with my mate. Like, it was just unbelievable.
See?
Unbelievable. And this guy has got a family, kids, wife, average, just an average Joe. He's a good bloke. And, he said to me the other day, he said, I tried to top myself, and I couldn't do it. And I said to him, wow. Like, I was stunned that he would even say something like that to someone, which is the first sign of that alarm bell. I need help, let's have a chat. So, yeah, we did. And he just said to me basically, he goes, I was on the piss and, try to top myself, make it easy. And he couldn't do it, he said. So,
yeah.
It's scary. It's scary that blokes that you and I know, just anybody that, you pass by on the street, you don't really know what these guys have had in that day or in that week, That's...
You don't. You don't.
So,
you don't even know what I've gone through today.
Yeah, exactly.
Or over the weekend. I don't know what you've gone through, and that's how it is. And if I don't reach out to someone to say, hey, I need to have a chat.
Yeah.
And that's why we've got such great services like Beyond Blue, the Black Dog Society.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great services. Yeah. One thing that I loved about today, I don't listen to Triple M at all.
Yeah.
But my colleague at work overheard somewhere that, because I think she listens to Rue and Ditz, is that Triple M?
Yep.
Apparently that today was going to be a nothing but music day, so no talk Monday.
Yeah, right.
Where they were pretty much sponsoring, again, mental health. And they were reaching out to blokes to open up and chat, right? So how great's that?
Amazing.
You listen to Triple M today, nothing but music, all the great rock hits, and in between songs, just delivering messages on talk to Beyond Blue, reach out, talk to someone, go talk to your neighbor. If you see someone down, help them out. So I think that's really good.
Yeah.
But where this leads into a topic that I brought across you earlier in the week or last week, mental health and sports. Why are we seeing more and more elite athletes dropping out of the game these days than what we were, say, 10, 15 years ago?
Yeah, especially in our home sport as well, and something that I'm very familiar in, which is the AFL. I know it's a couple of year old stat, but 17% of AFL players have they have 17% of they suffer from depression, anxiety, physiological distress. Like, this is, you look at these guys and you think, you guys have got everything that the Australian person wants: money, playing footy, hanging out with your mates every day, training. Your life's pretty good, and you think at 17%, it can't be that good. And whether that's something that, is it the media stress? Is it not having a life where you and I lived, where we could go out and have a punt with our mates and not get crucified for it, while these guys can't do that? If you're 20 years old, use Nick Dacos as a prime example. This guy is a freak, he's got attention on him flat out, but he can't do what the average Australian does, which is, go out with his mates, get pissed, because he's going to be on the news. He's going to have the cameras at his doors. 17% is a fair percentage, and it's pretty scary.
Do you think that mental health has really become a big problem in sports recently due to media?
I think,
and social media too.
Look, I definitely believe that it's a massive contribution to it. But then you've got guys like Michael Jordan, who could you imagine the stress, like I've been posting a lot about him and his quotes, and he's a phenomenal man because he's just so headstrong. He was basically he was the limelight of the NBA for such a long period of time, and not once did he suffer from mental health. And you think, well, maybe what they say about him is true. He's the guy's a robot. Maybe he's from a different planet. He's so good at that. But the average player, we saw it with like Bryce Gibbs when he came to the Crows. Okay, he had his background issues, and whether that is drinking, gambling, whatever it is, doesn't matter. But then he fell into a rate of depression too, where he's not playing, he's playing in the twos, and then the twos are dropping him. They don't want him. The club doesn't want him. Imagine how you'd feel as a player that's come from Carlton as a top player, and you're a nothing now, and you're on a down spiral of depression. And he's just one example, but...
well, I mean, look at Dusty Martin. We don't know the exact reasons, but you would say that it had something to do with mental health for him being out of the game for so long.
Of course. Buddy Franklin the same.
Right, Buddy Franklin. My God, I've gone blank now. The ex-Sydney player, Adam Goods.
Adam Goods.
I mean, Adam Goods, I guess, was a different level.
I think that was a lot of racism.
That was more racism,
whatnot, but still,
he fell into that
of course.
Depression because of the race and all that. Yeah,
and then he let it win by outlashing as well in a game. And that's the issue, isn't it? That's where that alarm bell, I guess, was the most evident, because he's gone out and done this. I mean, even the Crows camp, Val, like, this is stuff that these guys have come away with that have affected them for a long time. I mean, and you think, oh, well, you guys have everything, and they do have everything. I mean, but obviously, mental health is something that is real, and not just the AFL suffer, but we've got top line soccer players.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like a very big example that I showed you last week, Ben Simmons. Yeah. Now, you said to me straight out, listen, I don't know much about basketball or the NBA, but Ben Simmons is an Australian basketballer who currently plays, was playing for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah.
And then he moved over to Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah.
He's done fuck all because he's gone through this spiral of what he's saying is injury, and but he hasn't participated in any of the Boomers teams, like the last Olympics, the World Cup before that. He's just pulled out again from the Australia. Yeah. Mate, if I was a star athlete and I was playing for one of the biggest clubs in the world, right, what I would be doing is focusing on how I can better myself to play for my country and represent my country. What's the biggest thing in sports, especially in basketball and soccer? It's playing in the World Cup for your country.
Of course.
Right? So you're telling me now that a little niggling back injury is going to keep you away. This is stuff you are getting paid multi-million dollars, multi-fucking $million a year, right, for a club, plus whatever wage you'd get as a Australian representative. You have physiotherapists, doctors, everything. You've got specialists on hand that are paid by the club, not out of your pocket.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that you can't play because you have a niggle in your back. It all comes down to the pressure.
Yeah.
And definitely the poor mental health.
Well, what about like, when we talk about sport, we talk about all this stuff. Robin Williams, the guy was worth $50 million.
Yeah,
$50 million. And he suffered from depression, anxiety, paranoia. Like, this guy here was a star of our screen. We watched, was it Flubber that he made?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that what it was called?
Yeah, Flubber.
Yeah. Was it?
One of his films, yeah.
Yeah, it was called that, wasn't it?
The little green thing.
Yeah,
Flubber.
Yeah, like, and that was an absolutely hilarious movie to watch. And you'd think this guy here, he was just a comedian, basically. He's a comedian, but he...
Every movie that Robin Williams touched was gold. right? This is an actor that could take you into places of the unknown. Like he could, the way that, I mean, even him as the voice of the genie in Aladdin.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know if you know this, but so he actually went off script with most of the stuff that he said in that movie. Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
A lot of the stuff that he said, he actually added himself. Right? He just goes, all right, you know what? This is my role. I'll add it. And Disney went with it. They said, you know what? This is much better than what we wrote in the script.
Yeah.
So he made that character. And then like even Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
One of his best ever movies.
100%.
You know?
100%.
So...
and I just use it as an example because, you know, look, AFL players $1 million a year. You know, it's a lot of money. You know, you move into basketball. Am I moving this cord continuously?
You are, and it's like dropping out.
Yeah, and you know, then you've got on the high end scale, $50 million net worth. It's a lot of money.
It is,
and then you can take it even further, and you say Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was, you know, he's the king of pop, and his net worth would be something that we wouldn't even know. I mean, but he suffered from it. He suffered from insecurity as well. Yeah. So of not knowing whether or what he wanted to be in life, where he fitted in. So these are men that, you know, they're at the top of the food chain, and they get recognised when it's too late, obviously. But what about the guys? How do we save the middle class and obviously the poor as well? How do we save these guys from what options do we have? We talk about it so often because it's all good to have all these Beyond Blues and whatnot, but I think as a female, it's a lot easier to walk in and say to your doctor, hey, I'm struggling. This is what it is. Why a man would walk in and be like, well, here's a script, you know, bugger off, man. Go and take some, you know, antidepressants. You'll be all right in a couple of weeks, you know. Like, I think we might need a bit more nurturing than what females do when it comes to this department because we don't, like we've said in the last 3 weeks on this show, we struggle to talk about our feelings and talk about how we feel as well. So, yeah, I just think that there are options out there for anybody, and there are people that are listening to this show that suffer from it. And you know, you and I are one of these people too. I mean, we've suffered from this sort of stuff as well. So,
and who's to say we're not still suffering?
100%, 100%.
It's something that's ongoing. I mean, I'm definitely not in that level where I think, you know what, just ending it all is the best way to go.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
But, you know, there are people out there that think that. And, you know, if you are listening to this podcast and you are that person and you want someone to talk to, drop us a message. Yeah. Let's have a chat. Petros and I are open to having a chat to anyone. I don't care where you are, what's going on in your life. If there's one person that we can stop from doing something stupid, we've done our job.
And you know, I want to just pick that word stupid. There's nothing in this world that is too silly to talk about or too embarrassing to talk about. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you through that stage.
Look, I know someone who currently is going through very, very, very bad stuff with family. Like, you know, wife is very evil.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's got a few kids. He's literally losing everything because the wife is just not understanding, not compromising. She's destroying his life. And to the point where, you know, her family, her parents are now involved and are destroying him further by, you know, little bits and pieces. So I've talked to this person about, you know, all right, look, I'm not a professional in this field, but this is what we can do. This is what I think you should do, who you should go talk to. You know, have a go at this, have a go at that. Then let's collate all that and see what we can do to help further.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm hoping that, you know, he takes that advice and just does something because end of the day, he's got family. Do we really need another person 6 feet under, you know, and kids not knowing what could have been?
Yeah, I think though when you're in that state as well, and I speak from experience, as in, you know, from what I see and maybe even the way I felt as well. But sometimes you can't see the bigger picture, and you can't see, you know, your kids in front of you, because at this present time you're in this state where you've made a decision, right, to whatever it is. But there is people out there that will help you, and there are people like you and I who are willing to listen. And we're not going to give you a pity, man, because pity's not anything.
No,
of
we
building.
don't give, exactly. Like we said, sympathy and pity is not what men look for.
Yeah,
we look for answers.
Yeah,
right.
Well,
and that's what if we can't answer, then we refer.
Of course.
Yeah. But yeah, massive. I mean, sports is the biggest thing that we're seeing right now, and it's I put it down to the pressure of the fast-paced changes in sports.
Yeah, agreed.
The media, social media, definitely. I know some players that have come out and said, I'd logged online after my game today, and I know I didn't have the best performance, but then it made me feel even shitter with the stuff I was reading. And when it gets personal, like I'm going to kill your mother and your father, and when it gets personal, that shit needs to stop.
Yeah, that back off, man. You don't know the bloke.
Exactly.
You don't do that sort of stuff, and it is wrong. And a lot of these players actually don't have social media for that sheer fact, because they can't. Well, it's not they can't cope; they just don't want to see it. And
exactly, they don't want to be involved.
And not everybody's going to be a star. That's the other thing too. Yeah. There are people, defenders, midfielders. Forwards, like I'm talking about the AFL now, we need these players in these roles. Doesn't mean that those 18 players are all going to be stars. That's not what it's about. That's not what team sport's about, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, even Tiger Woods, the guy's a lone soldier, man, but his mental health, terrible, appalling, made some silly decisions. Gets wrapped up, you're in that down spiral. And in that down spiral too, you saw with him as well. There's gambling involved. There's alcohol. There's all these different factors that start to pile on, and then eventually you can't take that pile off you.
And that's why a lot of people resort to
suicide.
Well, that's right. They get involved with alcohol. They get involved with drugs. They lose all their money, and then what's next? Nothing.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, just to wrap it up, it's sport is huge, because you open Facebook, you open social media, you open Google, the first thing you're going to see is sporting results, sporting articles, and a lot of it's fake news. We see it as well. A lot of it's fake news.
During this time now, what I'm seeing is like I'm just looking at my phone, just the lock screen.
Yeah.
And the first two notifications are, soccer notifications. This person signed for that person. Italy star goes here, So it's like... it's everywhere.
Yeah,
it's everywhere. So it's
for any bloke that wants to see what a real good person that takes negative criticism. Get around. He's my favorite players, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. That guy is phenomenal when it comes to mental health and how he copes with things. And he's just phenomenal. Just one thing that he did. One of the commentators, one of the media pressers came to him and asked him if he was gay, which is a big no-no, And his just simple response was, I mean, he could have turned around and said, look at the amount of women that I have in my life. I'm Zlatan Ibrahimovic, but he turned around and he said to her, he said, come to my house tonight and bring your sister. So, that's a great response to come back. I think as well, it was a good giggle, but he's very, very good in front of the camera too, the way he talks, and he's an open mic too. So
I follow him too, and I just think he is the most phenomenal person when it comes to words, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to read you a couple of quotes, which I absolutely love.
Yeah.
So these are quotes of Zlatan talking about himself.
Yeah.
I do not need a trophy to tell me I am the best. The older I get, the better I get.
Yeah.
Anything that happens in your life was meant to happen. And this one, I think I am difficult to satisfy because when I win something, I'm already thinking about the next step, and that is maybe a problem for me. So, he's a very confident person.
He is, yeah.
And he definitely knows how to deal with mainstream society.
Yeah. But again, he had a very rough upbringing. His dad was an alcoholic. A lot of domestic violence in his household, and he beat it. And how did he deal with it? He put it back to the people.
Have you heard of a TV series on Apple called Ted Lasso?
No.
Okay, so it's a soccer-based series on a fake English team where they hire an American NFL college coach to take over this team and manage it, right? It's a great series. In about season 2, they end up hiring this guy called Zava.
Yeah.
Zava is based on Zlatan.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah.
You have to watch it to understand what I'm saying, but spot on.
Yeah.
Spot on Zlatan. Like just the things he says and the quotes he says in the series is exactly Zlatan. Phenomenal. So if you get a chance, get on it.
Yeah.
Because it's only 3 seasons, 10 episodes a season, and it's great.
Yeah. I just think that he's a complete celebrity because he knows how to difference things, and that's very important, I guess.
And
being
he was
at
a
the top.
bloody good footballer too.
Oh, mate,
And I reckon he still is a good footballer.
Look, absolute stellar career in his life. He won everything he possibly could wherever he went, and that was due to his confidence in his mental health building as well each game. Because people, there was one. Did you watch I Am Zlatan, the movie he made?
No, I haven't.
So he ended up hacking Amsterdam's in a World Cup or something in a friend. Well, I can't remember what it was, in a group stage or something. He ended up hacking his own teammate, but he was playing for Sweden at the time, and everyone gave him a lot of shit when he returned back to Ajax when they were playing, and the stadium was quiet as anything. You know, he had just chopped up the captain. The captain was injured. You know, this is his own teammate, but when you're on the national stage, you're on the national stage. Anyway, he scores the first goal and the crowd are quiet, scores the second. And then he does the most phenomenal thing that they've ever seen in an Ajax stadium, which was he dribbles around the team, basically, and he puts it, the third, and the crowd erupts because it's, this is Zlatan now, Zlatan time. And it sends shivers down my spine that regardless of when he went back to play for Ajax, no matter what the media was talking shit about him and saying how bad of a human he is, he rewrote the papers that day. Yeah. So that's power for me.
Absolutely. And you're right. Like, it's just someone that just literally he takes it by the balls and runs with it,
Yeah.
Like, literally.
Yeah, he does.
So
good on him. I love Zlatan. Well done, Zlatan, on a stellar career. Retired this year, so well done to him.
Well, you know what? We're going to go into a new segment.
Yeah.
All right? I think it's time to have a laugh.
Yep.
We're, like we said, our podcast is going to be a bit serious and a bit funny.
Of course.
But we're going to go into a laugh, and I'm going to create a new segment called Blokes Bits.
Yep.
I don't know why, but it flows. It flows. Now, you can think whatever you want to think about the word bits.
Yeah.
Right? But I've got a little slogan here. Bit about this, bit about that, just laughs and chats.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what we're going to focus on.
Okay.
Now, obviously, it'd be really good if we had that third person to have a laugh with, like we did last week. Yeah. That was a phenomenal program. Yeah. But something that we touched on a few weeks ago, I opened up one of our sessions with the amount of massage parlors that I saw coming to your place or whatever, right? So what massages, right? There's your Endota spas and there's your physiotherapists and the massages. Yeah. Then there's your red light massages, the little Thai. Have you gone to any of these massage parlors?
Yeah, I won't lie. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. All right. Well, my first experience was in Thailand in 2014. It was nothing that I had expected. And I actually I was a bit oblivious to it. Uh-huh. So I walked in and I was getting the massage. So when you fly, your body seems to swell up, right? And my thighs were like in agony from, I guess, I don't know, walking Kuala Lumpur airport for fucking 10 hours because we had a delay. And I was like, man, this is bullshit. As soon as I get to Phuket, I'm on, man. I'm getting a massage, And this lady, I guess, wasn't a lady, had a bigger Adam's apple than myself, started to massage my thighs and my legs and then the inside of my thighs and going a bit higher and higher and higher and like really digging in and getting to, basically the region of my balls, And I was like, either one of two things now. This person is going to realize that this is a 3-piece suit, right? There's 2 balls and a dick, right? And it's a 3-piece harmony. So you're either going to massage the whole lot, right? Or you're just going to fuck off because you're not going to just tease the balls, you know? I mean, it's true. Anyway, and as this person got a lot closer, I really started to have a look, and I saw a couple of bits of facial hair coming through, and I was like, dude, get the fuck off me. So I pulled out of that. Pull-out game was strong, and that was my first experience. And then as I stayed there for 14 days, I started to realise that, you know, when you're asking for massages towards your thighs and, you know, that sort of region, that's when you'll pay the extra $100 and, you know, like they say, sucky, sucky, good times. So, yeah.
Love you long time.
Love you long time. Oh, I don't know, man, about long time. But anyway, yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of them. Unless, you know, we're in Melbourne, you're at Gotham City or something. That's all right to get a massage there. A 6-star establishment. A bit better than what I was looking at the bottom of the barrel, man. Scraping the bottom of the barrel. So,
well, you know what? Talking about Thailand, I'm going to open up to a funny story. So, obviously, you know the go-go bars.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So when I first went to Thailand, now I had no idea. All I knew was Thailand was a place that many Western men, white Western men, go for an easy, you know, cheap route.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Now, I went with 2 mates, and we were told, make sure you go visit the go-go bars. I'm like, all right, we'll go visit the go-go bars. So we went to this part of Thailand called Pattaya.
Yep.
Pattaya apparently is like the red light district of Thailand, right? It's, if anything happens, it's in Pattaya.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all over Thailand, but the main district where it all happens in one place.
This is red light district in Amsterdam style.
Yeah, even worse.
Yeah.
I've been to Amsterdam and it's nothing as hardcore.
Yeah.
But we went to Pattaya, and the first thing we do, we went to a go-go bar.
Yeah.
Right? And basically it's an open bar.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's a dancing bar in the middle where there's like girls on poles.
Yeah.
And then you sit around the side, girls bring you drinks. You pay the premium package, which was like less than a Scotch and Coke here.
Yeah.
But that was the premium package.
Yeah, right.
So you'd buy it, they'd bring it out to you, then the waiter would sit with you and like have a chat, like, you know, try and talk to you in their little Thai accent and that, and try and pretty much sell themselves off to you.
Yeah.
Right? I went with a couple of mates, and like literally they didn't even have a sip of their drink. They're already in the room.
Yeah, right.
And me, I'm not like that. Like you know, I couldn't just do that. I need to have that connection
100%
before I, you know, do something.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there and I'm just drinking myself stupid. And then there's, you know, this one opportunity where I was talking and buying drinks for this one particular, you know, waiter and waitress and all that, and ended up walking off with her. I was really drunk.
Yeah.
Really, really drunk.
Yeah.
Right? Ended up, you know, walking off, and, you know, I'm like, okay, so what happens now? Like, do you come back to my room? Do I go to your room? You know, what's going on? So she's sitting there telling me the rates. I'm like, fuck. I have spent so much money on alcohol for me and you. Like, are you fucking joking me now?
Yeah. Not even get a discount.
Right? Yeah, I know. And she was telling me the rates and this and that. And I'm like, oh, look. And then she goes, okay, even just a massage. I help you with a massage. All right, you know what?
Why not?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I'll take my top off, you know, whatever. Anyway, mate, this was not a massage. This was a fuck wow, what the fuck massage.
Yeah.
So basically, she took me into this room where there was a grey blow-up mattress looking thing on the floor, right? And she goes, you take clothes off. And I'm like, I don't want to take my clothes off.
Yeah.
But look, I stripped down to my underwear.
Yeah.
Right? And I laid down on this mattress thing.
Yeah.
Right? Next minute, there's a fucking shower, like water sprinkling down on me.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah, right.
And then she's naked.
Yeah.
obviously like still had her little skirt thing on, but topless, and you know, and jumping on top of me, like rubbing her body with soap on top, right? I'm thinking, what type of a massage is this? Because usually massages to me, I'm on my stomach, they're on my back, you know, they're like, you know, but this was like full frontal, you know, boobs to my boobs. It's like just up and down the body, like body sliding. And I'm thinking, okay, this is a very weird massage, but all right, we'll go with it. Right? Kept going down, like rubbing the legs and all that, this and that. I'm like, I was finding it hard to concentrate because I was drunk. And at the same time, I had this person that was just trying to work me up. I don't know. Like,
maybe she was just using you as a slip and slide.
Anyway, she goes, "Oh, turn on your stomach." Okay, all right. I feel more comfortable now. You know, turn on your stomach.
You can see what's going on, sort of thing, eh?
What, on the stomach?
Oh, sorry.
No. I could see everything when I was on my back, but now she said, "Turn on your stomach." I'm like, all right. You know what? I can that way. I can relax, and you know, if that's what she wants to do, body rubbing and all that. Now, I made a point that she had her skirt on still, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm now on my stomach.
Yeah.
And I literally was about to fall asleep because I was drunk, I was tired, and I was just ready to pass out, right? As I'm on my stomach, I feel my underwear going down and down, right? And I'm like, oh, okay. Going to get in there. Anyway, I felt a hand grabbing the, you know, the package and all that from behind. I'm like, okay. Butt cheeks spreading. I'm like, okay, this is a bit interesting now. Like, where are we going? Where are we going with this? Starts the body rubs again. But I also noticed that the skirt was on the side. Right. So I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. You know, the skirt's off.
This is fucked.
How do I put this? I then started feeling a very peculiar feeling between the butt cheeks.
I knew this was coming.
Between the butt cheeks. And I'm like, surely this is her hand, still her hand, right? But I turned my head to the side. So I had my head, like my head was laying on my arms, right? So I had my arms folded under my head. Then I turned my head to the side and I see one of her arms, like holding her up on that side. I'm like, So I turned my head the other way and there's the other arm. And I'm feeling something in between my butt cheeks. So I quickly glanced over. Yeah. She was an all girl. Was an all girl.
Disgraceful.
Now, what do you do in those situations? I mean, I know what I did. I pretty much said, okay, I think I'm done. All right, thank you very much for your service. Like, you can't really, like, you know, sit there and fucking abuse her. But, you know, I think I'm done. We're all good. What would what would a normal bloke do in that situation? Like, let's say now, because I could talk about a mate who probably has been through this. But let's say that Thailand person is that entertainer. I'll say, entertainer. Was going down on you, right? You didn't know any of this yet, but she was going down on you, and then you know, stood up. And, you know, was getting ready for the final countdown.
Mate.
And then you see it.
Mate.
What do you do? Run.
Yep.
What if I tell you a funny story that a friend went through that and it got to the point where it was, you know, time to get real pricky. And then found out there was something hanging there.
Oh, man.
And said, look, no, but you can continue sucking me off.
Fuck. Oh, man. Listen. Nah. No, I'm Greek, but not that Greek, man. I know I paid the money, but nah, I'm out.
So, now, back to massages.
But do you tell your mates?
Well, he told me.
Yeah, but would you tell your mates?
Well, I just told you what happened to me.
Yeah. Well, did you tell your mates?
Oh, eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually.
What, on the plane on the way home or?
Well, no, a few years later. Yeah,
and it took, 15 years to tell it on air?
Not a story I like to share a lot, but you know what? It's out there now.
Good, it's out there now. Look, the wanking story was good last week, but this one here just took the
cake. But back to massages, right? Yeah. Here in Adelaide, obviously, they're a little bit more tame.
Yeah.
And I know of particular people that go regularly to all sorts of different Thai massage parlors.
Really?
Just to get that, that end relief.
Are you serious?
Yeah. They go there for a massage and a bit of a hand job or something like that.
But is it a chick on the other side? Or
yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think here in Australia it's a bit more sort of like you're not going to get too many blokes on the other side.
No. It's not as common.
Yeah.
It's not as common. I mean, the lady boys definitely don't have a massive scene here in Adelaide.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. And the Thai massage parlors here in Adelaide are specifically,
yes.
they're imports.
Yeah,
they're here and they have to, they get bought in by the owner of that establishment.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, I know lots of people that don't go just for the massage. They pay that extra $1 to get a bit of a relief.
Well, I was working on Rundle Street a few years ago, and there was a massage place up the top of the shop, and like on a lunch break, me and my Italian mate, we used to either do a couple of things where we're blokes. We'd either go to Palace Nova to the toilets and would play battleships with each other, or we'd go to get a massage. And, things got really, really hot really quickly. And all I could hear was this bird yelling at him. She's like, "Stop fucking biting me," and I was like, what the fuck is going on in there? Anyway, I didn't say too much. We went downstairs and he had this big grin on his face, whatever. And I said to him, "Why are you smiling?" I said, and I heard this woman, whatever the person was, it was to stop biting her. What did you do up there? We paid the same amount of money to get a massage. And he's an import, very, very good. Like I said to you, a very good friend of mine. And in his little accent, he said, "Petros, bada bing, bada bang." And I was like, Jesus. But yeah, so I never went to that massage place after that again. So it just gave me the scar. And I like to go for a good massage. But yeah, no. I had obviously Thailand 2014. I had a Thai massage for the first time, which was the full experience of the elbows and the knees. And mate, I had this one. She was male. She had God's strength, man, and she was jabbing and fisting her elbow into my underarm pit, in my underarm.
Not in your ass.
Nah, man, fuck, that was painful, man, and I was really put off Thai massage after that. So, yeah.
Well, so I ended up having a honeymoon in Thailand a few years after my first trip there. Completely different area of Thailand, mind you. And in the hotel, we had a couples massage.
Yeah.
Right? And that was a Thai massage too. One of the best massages I have had in my whole entire life. Right? It was just wow.
Yeah.
Like you said, they just got into places I never knew existed.
Yeah.
And muscles that I never knew could hurt.
Yeah.
Right? And yes, it hurt at the time.
Yeah.
But half an hour later,
you were good as gold.
Oh my God. I was just slipping.
Yeah.
Just sliding across the ground from just relaxation.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Do you remember a place here in Adelaide that used to be called Bikini Girls Massages?
Yeah.
Yeah, that closed down quite quickly.
Yeah.
I never got to see it or use it, but they were everywhere. There was one on Marion Road. There was one up at
Isn't the one on Marion Road still there?
Nah, that's a gym now.
I know Peak 24/7, but actually next door is, I'm pretty sure there's still...
No.
It's gone?
No, they've gone.
You sure?
Years ago.
Yeah, right.
Years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember because of the fluoro lights and the balloons.
I know, you could never miss these places. They're the open sign flashing.
But there was
out.
one there. There was one on Port Road in Hindmarsh, and there was one near the Governor.
Yep.
And there was one on South Road, not Camden, past Castle Plaza way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they shut down quite quickly. I don't know. Maybe people, left wingers or something reacted to the
maybe. But can
the woke society.
I want to ask the people that are listening to this and hit us back in a response either on Instagram or hit us in an email about massages. I go to West Lakes every now and then. I get one of those Chinese massages. Anyway, and I suffer from this problem. I don't know if anyone else gets it, but you know when they put the hot towel and the oils on your back, right? Within 25 minutes, I've got catastrophic diarrhea. When I'm in catastrophic diarrhea, I'm in David Jones or Myer, whatever it is at West Lakes, in those beautiful palace toilets, dying after my massage. Only when they use hot towel along the lower back with the rocks.
Do you know what that is?
No.
I'll tell you.
Is that the toxins coming out?
Yeah,
it
is. Wow. It is. So I had this massage once at Endota where it was a detoxifying massage.
Yeah.
And basically they used hot rocks, wet towels, or like warm damp towels, and oils and scrubs and all that. Same thing. What happens is they hit the areas of your body where most of your what's it called? Your digestive organs are.
Yeah.
Right? And when we talk digestive, we're talking, your bowels, your stomach, all that area.
Yeah, of course.
And what that does is it helps push out all those bad toxins in your body. So you'll have diarrhea, you'll have like just onslaught of piss. What I find is that I get really dehydrated after a massage like that.
Yeah.
So I have to replenish myself with lots and lots of water to try and, it's a very good massage.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really a massage. It's more like, but I'll take that. Yeah. I'll take that any day over bloody cupping. Have you ever been cupped?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
My Lord, that's meant to do the same.
Yeah.
Where it sucks out the toxins from your inner body, your inner layers. Oh, fuck, that shit is wrong.
Yeah, that and look, I get acupuncture done pretty regularly. Lady on Anzac Highway, she's absolutely phenomenal. Anyone looking for a naturopath or a chiropractor, Helen Nishki, Anzac Highway, magic. The woman is magic. She fixed my neck. I've had neck drama for many, many years. She fixed it, and that's the only thing that I'm frightened of is acupuncture, because she was putting in my elbows and my knees, and I'm looking at these needles going in like I'm bloody pasty, passing out, you know. So I thought there was something actually wrong with me when I went to the Chinese guy and I got catastrophic diarrhea, and I was like, you don't understand, like Moby Dick sort of shit, you know, like dying in the fucking toilet at West Lakes is just fucked, right? But yeah, that was very, very interesting. I thought I was the only one that suffered from it. So
hey, have you ever been to a kinesiologist?
No.
Yeah, have you ever heard what they do?
No.
Right. So I got introduced to one through my son. He had when he was born, had severe stomach issues and skin issues and that.
Yep.
And I got introduced to one through him, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm going to give it a go too, because I wasn't feeling a bit crap. What they do, they get you to sit down on a table on a bed, and they put like a crystal that represents a particular food type or oil type or something that the body may react to.
Sure.
And they put it on your stomach, and then what they do is they let the energy flow through that, and then they get you to put a hand up in the air while you're laying down. If they can push that hand down, it means you're intolerant to that food group.
Yeah, right.
But if your hand remains up, because you're meant to use your energy to keep it up.
Yeah.
If your hand remains up, then it means you're fine. So through her, I found that I had a minor intolerance to lactose.
Yeah, right.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, right.
Right? Because every time she pushed my hand down on milks, bang, went down.
Yeah, right.
But then like, cheeses, it sort of stayed up.
Yeah,
it wasn't as bad, but it was weak. And then there was a time where I had a bug in my stomach, in my intestines.
Yep.
You got parasites. Oh fuck! Bang, straight down.
Yeah.
And then just gave me some natural oils and remedies to drink with my
like a tea or
elixir,
something.
like an elixir every morning to have in my breakfast.
Yeah.
Right. 4 weeks later, I go again. I'm fixed up.
Yeah. Right.
Wow. Just phenomenal.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. It's very, very helpful when it comes to the gut scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Definitely knows what she's doing.
Is that your last point on your piece of paper? Says
No.
Coming.
No, it's not coming. That's gaming.
Oh, gaming.
Okay. Why would I say in Blokes Bits? Mind you, what we discussed before about the massages in Thailand.
Yeah.
Perfect Blokes Bits. Get it? Bits? Because there was an extra bit in the...
Charming.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Charming.
Yeah, I lost you. No. I just put gaming on there because I was just going to ask, do you game at all?
Yes.
Yeah, what do you play?
Yeah.
Other than FIFA?
Look, I don't play FIFA anymore. Given up. I play Call of Duty. I'm a big Call of Duty fan. And GTA 5. Oh, man.
What is your preferred console?
Oh, PS.
Oh, good. 5?
Yeah.
Yeah,
5.
killer.
Yeah, right. As soon as I could get my hands on one, I had to get one because they were just... Don't get me wrong, I love the PlayStation 4 because I think we had it for such a long time. We didn't have an upgrade like you did in 2 and 3 and 1 and 2. Like they were a lot quicker turnaround, while these next-gen consoles now are taking years to build. But yeah, I'm looking forward to GTA 6. I think it's...
I can't wait.
You know what's absolute bullshit is that TikTok gives you all these, sneak peeks of GTA 6 and a lot of it's crap. You have to actually follow Rockstar to see what they put out as their content of their teasers and wow, man. But yeah, I remember when Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 came out, I was probably about 16 years old or 17 years old and we were at school at the time and school holidays were rolling in. And when it released, I took off an extra 2 weeks. I pretended to my mum and dad that I had the flu, and I played 4 weeks non-stop of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which was the god game. And playing with guys like, really good friends of mine and having, coming to school saying, how the fuck do you have 27 hours of gameplay? Like 27 hours, not of idle, 27 hours of gameplay. Well, guess what? 4 weeks off, man. So, and I actually did it when GTA 5 came out as well. I took some annual leave with work and...
GTA 5 though, isn't that one of the games that keeps on giving? Like they're still updating different DLCs and everything.
Yeah. Amazing.
And you think about it, that's now what, a 12-year-old game?
Yeah.
That is still evolving. I mean, GTA 5 online is just
next level.
That's the most toxic thing you could ever get in.
100%.
When I first got my PS5, that's one of the very first games I got onto, right? And I started building up my character, this and that. And then all of a sudden, a mate of mine from work goes, let's jump on GTA 5 tonight. I'm like, yeah, done, let's do it. So jump on GTA 5 and I entered this public chat so I could get in chat. I didn't know how to turn off strange chat. I kid you not, man. There was a 12-year-old kid.
I love 12s.
Right?
Yeah.
And they were killing me every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
They were obviously a much bigger build than I was.
Yeah.
They were killing me. Like the second I respawned, they were there. They killed me again. Yeah. It happened 15 times. And I just, out of my frustration, because I didn't know they could hear me, I'm like, stop being a little fucking gun.
Yeah.
Right? And they heard me. Hey, bro, in like their little 13-year-old teenage language. Hey, bro, you talking to me? Bro, suck my dick, bro. I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Hey, Christoph Angel. That's my username.
Yeah.
Suck my dick, bro. I'm like, what is going on? And my mate is in the background pissing himself laughing.
Oh, yeah.
And then he speaks up and he goes, yeah, you've got it on public chat. Everyone can hear you. Yeah. And then they can talk back to you.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Out of that room, next one. Nah, I love gaming, man. I don't know what it is. It all stemmed from St. George days when we were at school with Age of Empires. I've still got I've got an earlier computer running. I think it might be 98 or something on it that I've got actually Age of Empires 1. And every year we do a family reunion of me and my brothers, my dad, and we put together our PCs and we plug our LAN cords in and we battle each other on Age of Empires 1.
Oh, mate, they were the days.
Yeah, you could turn off the cheats as well, so there was no... It was good. It was good.
They were the days, the LAN parties.
Oh, LAN parties are the best.
Oh, my God. Yeah. You take your PC with you and, like, set it up in someone's lounge room.
And you know, it was that powerful that when PS2 came out, we were doing the same thing with Modern Warfare. We were sitting next to each other. I remember my dad had this big bay window at my parents' house, and he had a projector screen on one, obviously probably from the college. The projector was, and then the TV next to that screen. So me and a really good mate of mine used to game together, and my dad would come in and be like, you know, you guys are now 18, 19. Like, you know, other kids at your age are going out, you know, what are you guys doing? And we said, we're having a fucking ball here, man. And like, I think we saved probably like maybe $20,000 or $30,000 together from not going out and spending money. So it was great.
Best.
But we were ordering pizzas and like at all times of the morning.
And still cheaper.
Oh, it was the best time of our lives.
No, that's really good. I mean, yeah. I'm stuck on a game at the moment called Diablo 4.
Yes. Yeah.
And I mean, it's originally a PC game.
Yeah.
But they bought it out on console.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. So good.
It's you know what I found with gaming when I looked a little bit further into the pros to it. The cons, we know what the cons are. The cons can get really dark and messy, but a lot of they say a lot of highly intelligent people actually resort to gaming as their release because they are still continuously using their brain to further learn, to further progress, to develop.
Absolutely. You know what? At work, they ask, what do you do to support your mental health, your well-being?
Yeah.
And I said, when I go home, I put the kids to bed after dinner, whatever.
Yeah.
And I sit on the couch and I give myself a couple hours of gaming. And they go, what, you just sit there and play games? And I go, yeah, but it's not about sitting there playing games.
Yeah.
It's about sitting there and submersing myself into a different world where I can just not be myself for a few hours.
Yeah.
Right? I can go around like, you know, I was infatuated by the God of War series.
Yeah.
Right? And Kratos and that stuff. And then now I'm doing the Diablo series. I finished the Spider-Man series. It's about those open worlds and getting to see. And, you know, like then they say, oh, are you into VR? I said, well, that's a whole different world. Yeah. Whole different world. Yeah. I'm not into that yet.
Yeah.
You know, one day maybe. But right now, I'm just happy turning on my TV late at night, or not late, but like, you know, when the boys go to bed, turning on my TV and just playing with my mates, by myself. It doesn't matter. I'm just in another world and I'm using my brain or what's left of it for that day to just, you know, work out puzzles and, you know, little tricks and stuff like that. So,
well, I'm off to my dad's for a week and he lives up in Mount Gambier and he's massive into virtual reality. Massive. He loves it. He's got every single virtual reality you can think of. And I'm not a big fan of it. I just go outside and go for a bit of a cruise, you know. But it really, really triggers your brain in different ways and ways to think as well. So I'll probably turn it on tomorrow night when I get to Dad's, that's for sure.
But, you know, I mean, I guess in a way that's the future, isn't it?
100%. But, you know, we talk about kids and, you know, technology and iPads and, you know, they're not learning social skills and stuff like that. I think that's a wrong thing because they are learning. They're learning probably a lot quicker than you and I learned because they've got information at their fingertips at all times. While you and I had to go to the library, we had to go and break Mr. Cantor's balls and grab an encyclopedia and he would yell at you. Man, and like, you know.
I was saying this the other day that my kid from the age of 2 knew how to work out YouTube.
Yeah.
And all that.
Yeah.
Me, I didn't get a computer till I was bloody 16 at home.
I know.
Right?
I know.
I didn't get a phone till I was 16. Not that my kids have phones, but they know how to unlock my phone and play games on it.
How cool.
Right?
I find that fascinating.
I forget my password. They know. Yeah. Hey, James, Dad's forgotten his password. Can you unlock my phone for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dad, no worries. 7-year-old.
Cool. That's
you know
cool,
what I
man.
mean?
But that's fascinating too, that children, obviously they're sponges, okay, and they grab all this stuff and they build on it, but to see what they come up with is like phenomenal. Some of the stuff that I hear is...
And it all goes like, one thing that they're doing in schools today, which I really wish we had back in our day, there's a subject called STEM.
Okay.
Right? Science, technology, I don't know what the E is, and mathematics. Right? But they mainly work on the technology side of it because they know that technology is the future.
Of course.
It's now and future.
Yeah.
Right? Back then, when we were in school, it's like, like I said to you last week, I just had started out with the internet.
Yeah.
And look at where it's progressed now, where everything is done by the internet. Back then, 20 years ago, did we ever expect that, life was going to be run by the World Wide Web and that we were going to be doing daily banking and paying bills and pretty much communicating with people regularly?
The only thing on my mind at that time of life was that I would pray that my grandmother wouldn't ring the house phone.
Yes.
Because it'd fucking disconnect me on the internet,
Yes. The best time... the one time I remember, because like the Greeks in Greece don't know what that we're on a different fucking...
Of course.
Yeah. So I remember I was, it was about 11 p.m. at night, maybe, later than that.
Which is what, 3 in the hour or something?
Yeah, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon there. And what had happened is I was downloading something.
Yeah.
Right? And it took forever to download because the speeds weren't great. It was like, a 500 megabyte thing or something. Yeah. Anyway, I was downloading something. I got to 95%. And the fucking phone rings. And this is pre-download manager days where you could save your progress and come back to it. Yeah. I had to start that whole thing over again after that phone call.
Man, that's
I was not happy.
Do you know what surprises me? I mean, like we've now come to a world where it's just crazy. You don't even use a computer. Like children don't have a PC, a home PC. It's just not something of what they use. Why you and I, you turn your screen off because you had LimeWire downloading 25 different episodes of Pamela Anderson, Maria Does Dallas, and the whole works. You've got
together
all
with all the viruses.
Yeah, 100%. Doesn't matter. Who cares? But you turn your screen off, and I remember my dad coming through. Turn the computer off. I said, it is off. No, I can see the blue light on the box, and it's like, oh fuck, I forgot to put the piece of paper over it. It was, and then they introduced the cooling fans that would cool down a lot quicker, so the computer wasn't as loud when it used to heat up.
Yes.
I feel like
my first computer was so goddamn loud.
Yeah.
And it was in 2 rooms away from where I used to sleep, and I could still hear it at night.
Remember you used to boot it up and it'd make that bang noise. You're like, what the fuck, man? Like, fuck.
And today, you turn on a computer in a split second. It's in Windows.
Yeah. And this is the fascinating thing. Like, I use a MacBook Pro at home, and you turn it on, you put your fingerprint on there, you pay your bill with your fingerprint. Yeah, you can do anything, and it takes a second.
Yeah, same as our phones. Oh. We just have to look at the screen, and it registers our face, and bang, we've paid a bill.
But do you remember the banter tour? Oh, now the US government have your face on their database, mate. They've got my thinking process, the algorithm that my brain operates at.
Yeah, exactly.
What difference does it make whether they've got that or a virtual reality of me,
Phones are the most scariest thing, man.
Yeah.
They are the most scariest thing because sometimes I find that I'm having a conversation with someone.
Yeah.
Right? About a particular product.
Yeah, of course.
Whatever.
Of course, yeah.
And next minute, I'm on Facebook and there's an ad about that exact same product. Explain that to me.
Oh, I know. I looked up to buy some shoes the other day. I thought I'd go and splurge some money, and I bought a pair of shoes. And for the last 2 days now, my feed has been those shoes.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, but I bought those shoes. Can't you just change them to something a little bit different? So maybe I'll buy those shoes too, So,
hey, I just received a message. Wow, new release on FIFA Women's World Cup tickets here at Timar Stadium.
Really?
I have not been able to get any. So
when do they go on?
I think 11:30 a.m. tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Imagine.
Get on that.
And the world that we live in, technology so vast, growing, so powerful. Tomorrow that site's going to crash.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's not a Taylor Swift experience, but
but how can we be still living in a world like that where things are crashing? It's crazy.
Who knows? Hey, Petros, I reckon we'll wrap it up there.
100%.
But like I said, next week, exciting episode. So make sure you guys tune into episode 5 next week, where we're going to be talking with the one and only Damien Costas, who is the chief editor of Penthouse Australia and I believe America as well now.
Wow.
So we're going to have a chat to him.
Yep.
And we're going to talk all things about porn.
Yep.
Cool. And men's mental health and all that. I mean, obviously we know Penthouse is for the articles, not for the pictures.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's very big on stuff like this and produces a magazine that pretty much delves into men's mental health and general health as well.
Awesome.
So, you know, I'm going to try and get him to link in the reasons why some men would just sit at home and have a wank over,
Cool.
We'll get into it. Maybe he can give us an insight as to why women do porn.
Mm.
You know, you're asking the question.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
How much money's involved in it?
I think we're going to have to change our name to Two Corns in a Pod.
Hey, great episode. Thank you. We'll make sure that we get you guys involved with us. So find us on Facebook or Instagram at Two Blokes in a Pod. Email us, twoblokesinaPod@gmail.com. We want questions.
Yeah.
We want stories. We want anything that we can add into our Blokes Bits.
I want to read the most fucked up story next week from a Gmail. So send away, guys.
Done. Awesome. Bye.